Stance and ball position. How does it affect your ball flight? Let's talk about it. So, stance and ball position. Now, stance in golf just relates back to how far apart our feet are and then where the ball position is in relation to that stance. So I've got my 7-iron here, and for me this is like a mid-iron in the bag. So a mid-iron is going to be anywhere from like a 7-iron, 8-iron, 6-iron, anything in that region. All right, and what we're looking for really for here is we want feet roughly shoulder width apart, and again we're looking for ball position to be roughly in the middle of your stance. Why are we looking for the ball position to be in the middle of our stance? Well, let me tell you. When we set up to our shot with our medium iron, all right, and we've got the ball position here, we actually want the club, as it comes into impact, to be hitting ever so slightly downwards. That's actually what's going to get the ball to pop up. So if I have my ball position in the middle of my stance, I've got a good chance of hitting the ball first and getting the ball to pop up with the correct flight. If, however, I had, let's say, the ball position too far forward here, a bit like a driver, this can mean that I'm actually coming up as I hit the ball. So what this can do to you is it can cause you to hit the ball fat, so you hit the ground way too far behind the ball, or you'll catch it halfway up the ball and you'll thin it really low and it will go shooting off. All right, so we want to avoid both of those. So by just changing your ball position and making sure it's in the middle of your stance can affect whether you're coming up, hitting the ground back here, all right, or whether you're actually catching the ground in the right place. Now, what obviously we don't want to do either for a medium iron is have the ball position too far back this way. This can cause you to come in too sharply to the floor, and now you can see that my handle's pressed forward, my 7-iron has now got a lot less loft. It's going to come out like a rocket, it's going to come out too low, not produce the correct flight. All right. What this can also do to some players is they'll actually then try and tip backwards to help the ball up in the air. Again, just going to cause poor strike all the time. All right, so make sure with your medium iron, you've got the ball position roughly in the middle of your feet. So now that I've actually got a driver in my hand, I now need to move the ball position because with the driver, it's got a lot less loft. I don't want to hit down because I'm not trying to hit it off of the floor. I'm actually trying to sweep it off the tee a little bit more. So now what we want to do is we actually want to have the ball position further forward. So I'm going to have the ball position now up towards my front heel. I'm going to go out wider with my stance. Again, reason why. Bigger club, I want a more stable platform to work from. All right, and it also helps me to have my head behind the ball, encouraging me to hit up on the ball and sweep it off the tee more. What happens a lot of time when we get bad contact with a driver is we've got the ball position too far towards the middle of our stance, causing us to come down a little bit too steep. And then that's when we catch it right off the top edge of the club. The ball can shoot up straight into the air, not really go anywhere, all right, or we'll end up kind of like topping it along the floor. And it's just through having that ball position in the wrong position. All right, so make sure with a driver, it's up towards our front foot. So now I've got my lob wedge in my hand. So now my ball position and my stance is going to change again. So now that I've got this club in my hand, especially if it's not a full shot, but even if it is a full shot with my sand wedge here, I'm going to have the ball position actually now inside my right foot, so inside my back foot. I'm then going to make sure my stance width is quite narrow, so again, inside shoulder width, and I'm just going to make sure I've got my weight distribution over on my front foot. All of these things are helping me to get this nice sharp downward, steeper strike into the ball, getting us good contact. Contact is everything, all right? If you have got your ball position too far in the middle, certainly too far forward, when you're trying to hit your loftier clubs, you will hit a lot of ground back here, or you're going to catch it thin, hitting it halfway up the ball, and that ball's going to shoot off the green the other side. So make sure when we are playing these wedge shots, we've got the ball position further back, we're leaning further forward, and a nice narrow stance. It's going to help you get better contact.